Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's the continuation of the Road to the Leopard 1 series, and it's still in the VK 3002D. Nearly got it fully upgraded though now. We've got the top turret, engine and tracks, and well, I suppose one of the top guns, but really I'm wanting to get the short 88 on it, which is only 9,500 XP, so that's not too bad. That's definitely doable this episode. And then I would also like to unlock the 10.5cm, because then it'll just be unlocked in case I want to go down one of the other lines and, you know, one of the tanks uses it. So I think that's definitely doable to get both of those unlocked, and just see how much more XP I can get towards the Indian Panzer. And that's it really, so yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Right, so here we are for the first of the matches. There's only a couple, and thanks to the string theory op, I didn't actually have to play that many matches in this to get it fully upgraded, and to get about 10,000 towards the next tank, the Indian Panzer, so that's quite nice. Now, this was the first match that I played in this today, and unfortunately it put me bottom tier, tier 9 match, and it did not go particularly well. In fact, we got pretty much trounced, and I think we only managed to kill 2 tanks on the enemy team, and yeah, I didn't do any of those. So yeah, not particularly good. And just before it really sort of gets into it and gets into the sort of first proper replay, I know I've said this before, and you guys have said, you know, I don't need to apologise and, you know, what have you, but you know, I'd like to. It makes me feel a little bit better, so I do apologise for not being particularly reliable on the uploads over the last couple of weeks. Sort of, well, you know, I've had the odd sort of health issue as well, but I've just not been particularly feeling myself either, unfortunately. But you know, it's just one of these things. You know, it'll pass, and yeah, so try and get back to getting the uploads done every day. But yeah, I've just not really been feeling myself. So there we go. And you know, I do thank you all for your support as well. You know, it is appreciated. And again, if you guys weren't here, then the channel probably wouldn't be here either. You know, it's thanks to all your support and what have you, which is but it's also why I've not really been on Facebook or Twitter really much over the last couple of weeks either. But anyway, back to this. As you can see, bad situation to be in. I've come up here to do a bit of spotting. A lot of the team, or a lot of the stronger tanks on the team, sort of followed up there as well, and we kind of got surrounded. Now, I didn't record the result screens from it, just took pictures of it just to show you, and it was just to give you an idea of how badly the first match went for me. Now, this was the second one. In fact, through today, I actually got all the way to string theory 5, not 5, 4, the top one, and got the medal in ×5. And really, not so much through my own performance in most of those matches. It was down to the team. So yeah, I've been carried quite a bit by the team today. Apart from in this match where I think I pulled my weight, but it's a tier 7 match, so I'm top tier. Not quite fully upgraded at this point. Still got one of the 2 top guns, like I mentioned in the garage. You do have a choice. You can either keep this 7.5cm with the 150, 135 damage, but a good rate of fire. I think it's 15 rounds a minute, or you can swap it out for the short 88 with its 145, 220 damage, and about 9.5-ish rounds a minute, something along those lines. And I did want to get the 88 on it, the short 88. Like I say, you do lose, you know, 5 pen on your standard rounds, and I think it's about 23 pen on your premium rounds. But as somebody pointed out, I think I mentioned that in the last episode of this, and somebody pointed out in the comments that it did used to be worse than that, and it was. I think the pen on the short 88 used to be something like 132. So yeah, it did used to be a lot worse, but you do get that that increased damage, so you get a bit more bang for your buck. It's got a bit more punch to it, and now I've got the short 88. I was a bit dubious at first, you know, with the slightly lower pen, but I think I do prefer it. I mean, I've not really played loads of games with the short 88, but I don't feel that I've really noticed well, I say noticed a difference. Obviously with the damage I have, yeah, you know, there's a big difference there, but I don't think I've really noticed a big difference with the pen. I don't think I've really suffered for having that lower pen as yet. There probably will be a time when that comes. Now, initially I didn't really plan to end up where I am, to be honest. It was just, you know, a few guys went over to the right, a lot of them went over to the left, and there was one guy that went up the middle, down this, down the canyon that runs down the middle of the map, and I had kind of planned to go a bit further over to the right, over towards the east of the map, and just thought I'd try and stick near this heavy and see if I can give him a bit of support if needed. And I'm kind of glad that I did, because now there's a couple of tanks down there. There's a TD, there's a medium, possibly one other. I can't quite see, the preview thing's a bit small. Now I'm making a pretty bad job of going at this KV-13, and something's just hit me from across there. It was a KV-2. Luckily I just suffered a bit of splash damage, so I don't know if he missed, although Artie's just given me a nasty hit, but I bet that KV-2 is wishing that he didn't draw my attention right now, because even though he just did a tiny little bit of splash damage to me, basically he's ended up losing most of his health. Now I can go back to making a balls up of attacking this KV-13, and yeah, just continue and just keep managing to time it so that I'm getting hit every time I fire. So yeah, timing's a bit off, and then donk it into the wall. So I change my approach, go for the side scrape, and still put it into the wall, or the rock, and that's when the KV-13 decides to make a move. And yeah, that's when I decided to just come out, do a quick pop, bang, have that. Now we've got a bit of a lead building up. We've got a 3-tank lead now. Those two heavies, was it, are going to continue up the canyon. I'm going to come out here. I was hoping to get up there and try and help that TD, but unfortunately I didn't. The guys that have gone up to the east of the map, they're now making their way across the north towards the cap, and that was unfortunate. I just clipped that wreck, and that allowed the Oni to give me a nasty hit and leave me on very, very little health. Oh, that was lucky. What the hell just bounced off me then? And again, that wasn't the Oni, was it? Anyway, managed to duck and get around him. The KV-2's just missed again. I don't know if he was going for me then, but I've managed to finish off the KV-2 that I was shooting at earlier. Now it looks like those tanks that are over on the east and the ones that are in the canyon are getting towards cap, although I'm not quite sure what they're doing now. One of them, the heavy, seems to be coming back across this way. There's a medium, well, just sort of over to the left of where I'm looking now, more or less where my tank's pointing, and it looks like one of our tanks has just been taken out by heavy further in the south. But I'm going to see if I can do a bit of damage to this KV-3. I think I've just I've just taken out the T-150, I think that was. And that was a bit of an iffy shot at the KV-3. I was just looking to see if I could hit RT. Nearly ran into that Panzer 4H. And now I'm going to try and use the terrain and get myself around on that KV-3 if I can. But I wonder if I can see RT from up here. No, not quite, and he's done anyway. So now there's just a KV-3 and a T-29 left, and there's the KV-3. Managed to hit him but bounce. Now, nope, still bouncing, and I've been spotted, so I need to get the hell out of there. Get behind these rocks. Oh, something's still looking at me. I want to get into a better position, I think, and just hope that nothing's gonna blow me up. No. Luckily, yep, there we go. Now I'm going to try and use that terrain. This is where I try and use the terrain, I think, to get a bit closer. Now I think I have really figured out what I don't really like about this tank, and in particular the tank before this one, the 3002D. No, 3001D. So I really didn't like that, and even though I don't mind this one, and it has grown on me, and it's it's not too bad, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad tank, because it's not. It's got some nice features to it. But I think what it is it's the turret traverse. It's 13 degrees less than the hull traverse when it's fully upgraded. And that just winds me up, because every time you try and move your hull, your turret goes with it. And that does really kind of annoy me. I mean, a couple of degrees, 3 degrees, doesn't make too much of a difference. But a 13 degree difference, yeah, it really does have an impact on it. And I think that's what does me about this tank. I know it's just this T29 when I got the last hit in. And that was the match, and it was, well, it wasn't until then that I actually realised that I just got a Top Gun with that T29 kill. Which was quite nice, and I was quite pleased with that, especially after how the first match had gone. So there we go, came out of that with a first class mastery, Top Gun, daily double of just under 4,500, just over 2,500 damage done, just over 1,000 blocked as well, with a little 318 assisted, and it got me at the top of the table, so I was quite happy with that result, and I was hoping that it was going to last. Unfortunately, it did not, and like I said before, a bit earlier on in the in that game, yeah, I've had my noob ass carried a bit today by the teams, and it was basically through the teams that I managed to get to the string theory part 4, not really through my own efforts. And I don't know if this is all the games that I played today, the results from them. But it's definitely a lot of them, and you can see, yeah, not been overperforming in this today. I've had some okay matches, but yeah, I've just had some bad luck and just a bit of bad judgment as well. Now, here we are for, well, this is the next match that I actually did alright in, and I don't think I came top, but it was quite a fun match, and yeah, I ended up doing alright. And I think it might have been the first one that I put the. Yeah, it was the first match with the short 88. Now, and I'm probably going to get lots of angry comments from this, I really don't like the Xbox controllers, the pad. I never have. Never really since, well, I suppose you could say since the Dreamcast. Because I think Microsoft actually bought sort of that patent, or sort of that design. I think they paid Sega for some of it, possibly, because if you go back and look at the old Dreamcast controllers, apart from them not having a second analog stick and the shape being a bit different, but the actual layout of them is very similar. But no, I've never really liked the Xbox controllers with the offset analog sticks. I don't know why, and I know there's loads of people that really like them and don't mind at all, but no, I really just don't like it. I'd rather have the sticks how they are on the PS, you know, all on the PlayStation 4 pads, and obviously PS3 too, etc. But yeah, it's, I don't know. Sometimes it can just do me a little bit, because I'm so used to having, you know, when your thumbs, when you've got your analog sticks on a PlayStation pad, your thumbs are in a certain position, so to move forwards, you know, you're that used to moving your thumbs a certain way. And then when you move them and your analog sticks are offset like that, it can I can find myself going off at a bit of an angle when I mean to be going forwards, or just moving the gun and the turret slightly wrong occasionally. Although I have got more used to it the more of these episodes I've done, so it's not too savage, I suppose. But yeah, I really just don't like the Xbox controllers at all. Now, I was feeling a bit lonely over here, but looking on the map, I've got a bit of support coming up this way. I'm not entirely sure what was shooting at me from up at that far end. It had got a very quick rate of fire, so I would imagine it was something possibly lower tier, maybe something with a probably a 76mm gun. It's tier 8 match, it'd be tier 6s in here. So I would have said, yeah, probably possibly something with a 76mm, but I'm not entirely sure what it was. I don't know if there was an E25 in this match or anything, because they've got a very good rate of fire and very low damage, sort of low penned on. Trying to go with that T95 E2, and yeah, being a bit, well, yeah, fixating a little bit. I'd not actually paid that much attention to the A43, unfortunately. That was my own stupid fault. And again, I was just sort of fixating a bit on the T95E2. And, oh, just missed with that shot, but he's going to ram me. And I'm going to let him. Because he was on quite low health. Although, unfortunately, I was now side on to the T95E2, who didn't seem to be paying too much attention to me. And had a bit of help from, I think that was a medium tank. The T95E2 was shooting at, and that's Arty. I don't know if I was just dropping off radar at the time. I was possibly still on it when he fired. But luckily for me, he missed. And now I'm going to try and work my way over here and see what I can spot around the enemy cap. Now, I have said about, I don't like the fact that the turret traverse is so much slower than the hull traverse, and again, I don't really like any tank that's like that, where there is a huge difference in turret and hull traverse, sort of in favour of the hull traverse. So obviously there's lots of tanks where there's a big difference, but I don't like it where the turret one is less than the hull. But like I said, it does have some good features. The turret's not bad. It's the same as the fully upgraded turret from the Panther 1. So you've got decent armour on the front. It's got 8 degrees of gun depression, which is quite nice. It's got nice damage on that short 88, and it's got nice acceleration and top speed as well. It's a nice mobile medium tank. So yeah, it does have some nice features. The dodgy things sticking out on the side, though, the fact that there's just paper thin armour with a big hole behind, that's a bit odd. But yeah, apart from that, it's quite a nice sort of package, and I would say it's a nice alternative to the Panther and something a little bit different, a bit of a different playstyle. But anyway, massive amount of bonus XP there from string theory, from being carried through the last few matches, getting victories, and that allowed me to get that nice ×5 XP bonus on that one. But then it just went downhill a little bit, and that was about it. But I'd like I say, got it fully upgraded, got 10,000 towards the next one, so I'd sort of achieved what I wanted to for that match. Anyway, or for that video, there you go. Hope you've enjoyed that. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with another video for you. Fingers crossed XCOM. So until then, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time. See you later.